The Medrunners continue to prove themselves incapable of what they do. I was recently given 2 after-action reports, one which belongs to the Medreapers and kindly been given permission to use it for this video, and the other which belongs to the Medrunners, kindly provided to me by spies embedded within Medrunner. The Medreapers are a rival medical org formed by former fuel rats and Medrunners. They are a medical extraction org who help everyone, regardless of crime stat or their choice of gameplay. They also put trust in their members and don't hold an iron fist over them. They have full autonomy. The Medreaper AAR, written by a member with a great sense of humour, details an event that occurred in-game. A player requested help from the Medrunners and they also set off a medical beacon which the Medreapers accepted, which sparked a series of events that proved the Medrunners to be completely fucking useless. Here's the Medreaper AAR detailing this event. Hope you find it as amusing as I did. In the year 2953, multiple Medreapers responded to a distress call from the client who was downed on Salin at security post Kriska. I, Redacted, along with Redacted and Redacted, made our ingress to the bunker in Anvil Carrick. As we made our approach, we were informed that Medrunners were also on the scene, so we prepared for combat. As Redacted and Redacted went to the subdeck and loaded into the Ursa rover, and I dropped altitude to drop them off. Bunker turrets began to unload a flurry of laser fire, but they were no match for the Carrick shields. The Ursa had a successful drop and they made their way to the bunker, while I flew just outside the turret range. Upon reaching the bunker, Redacted opened fire with the Ursa turret and killed a Medrunner. Redacted entered the bunker and made contact with the Medrunners and the fight was on. Redacted began unloading his weapon and dropped several Medrunners while simultaneously searching for the client. Once the client was located, Redacted revived him and it was time for a hot extract. While trying to leave the bunker, Medrunner reinforcements arrived up, but they were no match for the sheer determination of Medreapers to save the client. When the situation got hot, Redacted decided to run inside to provide assistance to Redacted, which resulted in more Medrunner deaths. It was at this point I decided to leave the Carrick and provide assistance as well. I ran 1.5 kilometers to get to the bunker, but while en route a Cutlass Red landed with more Medrunners. I landed up to the ship undetected and got inside where I shot and killed 2 of them, but I was taken out myself. Because of our forethought, I spawned on the Carrick. I refused to let the Medrunners overtake the others in the bunker, so I took off and proceeded to fly at ramming speed into the Cutlass. The Cutlass hull was no match for the beefiness of the Carrick, and was forced into the mountainside which brought its destruction, killing all aboard. I brought the ship back around and landed. It was at this time Redacted alerted the team that the client was downed again. He was quickly brought back and Redacted made the call to evac from the bunker. The client was once again shot down but brought back one more time. The bunker team made it to the elevator with the client and made it back up top, at which point the client disappeared. Bunker team then made it to the Carrick for extraction when I suddenly DC'd and the team was shot down with missiles. But on the contrary, the Medrunners AAR states the event was successful, because they believe the client was baiting them with the intention of taking out Medrunners. We responded to an alert and all seemed fine. We were then informed by one of my squad members that there was a player with him. The client told us he was a friend. In global chat it was saying that there was another medical team on the way. The client wanted us, so we kept on our course. Once we got in, we were then led in by 2 players. I went over to the client and saw as that he wasn't even down. As soon as I noticed that, I was gunned down by a hidden player. A team member on site with me at the time engaged and took out one of them but was then taken out. I then informed dispatch that it was a trap and a backup extraction team was sent. We waited down in the bunker for the extract team. We were successfully extracted by the team. Medreapers were confirmed to be in the server at the time and were spreading propaganda in global chat, which Redacted has. Considering the Medrunners have a pattern of behaviour of lying, it's reasonable to believe it's to inflate their successful rescue records to hide their negligence regarding training, policies and management of the org overall. It's completely wrong for them to assume they were being baited when they knew Medreapers were already on their way. This is completely in character with the Medrunners. They will blame everyone else and not accept responsibility or accountability. The Medrunners will shoot their clients at the slightest bit of trouble. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust a paramedic who's known for over-medicating their patients, let alone some idiot attempting a Candy King cosplay. Now, I'm not against regimented roleplay. People can play how they want. However, if you're going to go down that line of gameplay, you should advertise it as such. Being made to read 12 documents with multiple pages full of rules, policies, regulations and restrictions, followed by a 52-question written exam is something the Medrunners omit from recruitment posts and rubs many people the wrong way. My suggestion would be to have a higher level of honesty and transparency about what they do and have a dedicated recruitment team who interview people on entry so to mitigate the clashing of personality. Another would be to have an objective look at how their moderation team act when enforcing rules to find where the line of harassment is. Obviously, it isn't as simple as this, it will take time, but action should be taken as soon as possible to preserve the Org's life in this game. There is a desire from the game's community to partake in medical gameplay. It's a great concept and will be invaluable when Death of the Spaceman comes into effect. Had the Medrunners been honest with people, especially during interviews, the backlash towards them would have been far less severe.